wisdom skills along the way.
Oh, and a song to hum along with and sway.
Get your perfect entertaining start to the day.
At 9 a.m. every weekday morning with
Mahima's
Good Morning Bay.
Good morning, Bay. आप सभी लोग हमारी तरफ से एक प्यार भरा नमस्ते,
Namaskar.
वणक्कम,
Namaskara.
खुश आमदी,
Assalamualaikum.
सत श्री अकाल,
మీకందరికి వందనము.
जय स्वामी नारायण,
जय श्री कृष्ण.
जय जय जनेन्द्र.
हमारे इस्माइली भाई बंधुओं को बोलते हैं याली मदद.
मोराली मदद बोलते हुए सारे फीजी मतलब बोलेंगे नीसा बुला बरजन. हम आ गए हैं आपके प्यारे महिमा के द्वारे. मैं सिर्फ फालतू बाबा.
And of course, myself, Altu Rani, लेकर आपके लिए एक और drive time that's going to make it totally exciting and totally मस्तानी बन जाएगी.
So the Banjan, of course, आज है 401st day, 401 days since we have been sheltering in place, Banjan. You're asking me who's keeping count? I am, Banjan. I am keeping count. And of course, Banjan, आज आपको बोलते हैं कि आज Friday है, मतलब it's a wonderful weekend. Welcome in the weekend, Banjan. अभी सब लोग. And if you're wondering, oh my God, this is awesome. And what's going to happen tomorrow? Tomorrow, I'm totally looking forward to Banjan. There's going to be a wonderful talent show happening right here outside our studios. Now, if you don't know what is the talent show, what's happening over here, well, you still have time to showcase your talent. Now, talent, Banjan, can be anything. Talent can be starting from somebody making noises with their voices, or they can just be somebody who's actually singing it with their voices, or could be dancing, could be doing a magic show, anything for the matter. If you think that's a talent which you have in you and you want to showcase it to people, tomorrow is the day. After that, I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know if you'll be having the opportunity to do it again until next year. And next year is going to be a talent show, it's going to be a dance show. We don't know because it all depends. Tomorrow's show is totally planned, organized by the wonderful youth allies of our Pragnya organization. But Jan, if you don't know what Pragnya is, come on, yaar, get woke or get Pragnya.
Yeah.
Go to pragnya.org and understand more about that, Baljan. And right now, let me tell you, Baljan, we have a great lineup of things for you guys, starting from the news updates of what's happening on the roads, to news updates of what's happening in local market, Baljan, to news updates about what's happening worldwide. Yeah, totally news updates only, Baljan. जो क्या क्या हो रहा है सभी आपको जानकारी मिलेगा यहीं पे on your favorite network Radio Hotties, airing live and local on Radio Mirchi 1310 AM. Speaking of things that are favorite to you, Baljan, here's something which I give you, which is favorite to me, which is the traffic update, रास्ते का हाल, जो आपको हम दे देंगे Baljan totally सस्ते में.
It's time for the Bandu Traffic Update. Call us from wherever you are at 408-912-2479.
Again, Baljan, wherever you are, you can call up and tell us what's happening on the roads. मैं तो बताऊंगा Baljan, because there's something to report right now, a major closure of roads, Baljan. Severe traffic alert because of an overturned trailer on 101 southbound north of 880. So if you're planning to go toward that side, you will probably face a traffic backup because all the way until southbound, right? All the way until, I think, San Tomas Expressway, the backup is there. In fact, there is really slow traffic in the region of intersection of 880, getting onto the ramp as well. This is all southbound, Banujan, starting from, as I told you, San Tomas Expressway se leke pura backup hai wahan pe. And not to mention the fact that there also is some kind of near Guadalupe Parkway itself. This is near the area of there's a casino there, right, on Broca. That side is heavy traffic in the region, so watch out for that. It might get cleared because CHP doesn't see, but because the overturned trailer, it might take some more time for it to be cleared because they got to bring in a trailer crane which can actually lift it up, I suppose. So unfortunately, they don't report us. I hope there are no injuries there because they haven't talked about that. It's just an overturned trailer which they're talking about, which got to be fixed in the place. So watch out, driver carefully, and make sure you don't speed up and suddenly realize there's a traffic stop there. So go safe and drive safe. Now let's talk about something on 680. There's a traffic hazard on 680 southbound north of Scotts Creek in Fremont, which doesn't seem to be affecting traffic much. That's one thing good about it. And going up again towards East Bay, there's a traffic hazard on Automobile Parkway in 680. But it actually is. Doesn't seem to be affecting traffic, but nevertheless is an incident I have to report for you guys. There's also up north, there's a little bit of a traffic congestion there on the Sister Cities Boulevard in San Francisco, South San Francisco actually specifically. But doesn't seem to be affecting too much of a traffic. Now towards Oakland area, there are two incidents reported right now, just now fresh coming in by the jam. On the 580 westbound east of Fruitville Avenue, there is a hazard there which is just been reported. I don't see impact on traffic as of now, at least, but we get information on that. And also 980 K per Oakland, there's an incident over there. Now you might ask, you might tell me, "Arey, Baba, does that mean the traffic volume has increased?" Well, it has increased, but not to the level where it was before COVID, Baljan. So probably it might open up. And I think what I feel, Faltwani, is because of all the accidents, all seem to be people who actually suddenly got an opportunity to drive, and they're going crazy. Yeah. No, just kidding, Baljan. I hope it's not that silly, and I hope everybody who actually has, in that particular incident, the report right now, are safe. And wishing everybody is also safe, because it's beautiful weather today. It's going to be great weather tomorrow. And Sunday, the chances of rain are getting higher right now. It's 70% chance of rain on Sunday, but today is going to be a sunny day all through Banjam. Tomorrow, probably some clouds might come in, and I hope it doesn't rain too much. Clouds are good and welcome, because we're going to have, it's an outdoor event what they're doing at Pragya, the Step Up for Pragya 2021. So you'll enjoy it for sure, Banjan. Go check it out. Get information on pragnya.org. Click on the banner which says a Step Up for Pragnya. And before I go to the Ganiga Kida, you know what I do, right? But Jan, I generally try to see if I can get Faltwani to share some of the news updates for us. So Faltwani, how about we go into the news updates for our bandus? And I was thinking more if we can do something in terms of the headlines of what's happening in the US and locally.
Headlines?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
You don't seem to be excited about Faltwani.
Okay, sure, okay? Alta Baba. Let's go to the headlines.
Okay, here you go, Baljan. Headlines.
From the Radio Dihadi studios right here in Silicon Valley, California, Banajan, here are the news headlines from across the United States and the Bay Area. There's a special report that Reuters has done, Banajan, an investigative report regarding giant U.S. landlords who are pursuing evictions despite the CDC ban on evictions during this time. Johnson & Johnson COVID-19 vaccine has been paused, right? So US officials are hopeful as advisors are meeting up today. A cheerleader Snapchat profanity gets a US Supreme Court's attention. More on that coming up shortly. Caitlyn Jenner seeks the gubernatorial nomination, joins the Republican fray in seeking to unseat California Governor Gavin Newsom.
What?
Yes. Why are you laughing?
Caitlyn Jenner.
Yes. You never know, dude. You never know.
Interesting, right? Interesting.
Yeah, it's very interesting. That's equal opportunity, right? U.S. Senate passes a bill to fight anti-Asian hate crimes by an overwhelming majority. An overturned big rig is causing major delays this morning on Highway 101 near the 880 interchange in San Jose, according to CHP. Two of the nation's largest university systems say that they require COVID-19 vaccinations for all students, faculty, and staff at the University of California and the CSUs. Alameda County is, according to a federal report, discriminating and treating their mentally ill patients in a really questionable way. So you'll get more information about that too coming up shortly. But those are the headlines from across the United States and right here in the Bay Area. More on all of this coming up right after Ganiga Kida.
Sir Baranjan, let's usher in summer right now. Coming up already, Baranjan. Abhi to April ho gaya, May bhi aa gaya, and abhi summer bhi aane wala hai. And here's a nice song I'll end up for you guys, Baranjan, starring Devanand and Mala Sinha ji. The movie is called Maya. It's a beautiful song which actually talks about Zindagi and what actually it means.
जिंदगी है क्या सुन मेरी जान प्यार भरा दिल मीठी ज़बान जिंदगी है क्या सुन मेरी जान प्यार भरा दिल मीठी ज़बान प्यार तुझे देगा वो मालिक ओ प्यारे ज़बान मैं तेरी मीठी करूँ यहाँ जिंदगी है क्या सुन मेरी जान प्यार भरा दिल मीठी ज़बान होंठों से मीठा मीठा रस टपकाओ जी आइसक्रीम वाला आया आओ जी होंठों से मीठा मीठा रस टपकाओ जी आइसक्रीम वाला आया आओ जी तेरी गली में लगा दी मैंने छोटी मोटी सी दुकान जिंदगी है क्या सुन मेरी जान प्यार भरा दिल मीठी जबान प्यार तुझे देगा वो मालिक वो प्यारे जबान मैं तेरी मीठी करूँ यहाँ
Zindagi hai kya? Ramka Bajra, beautiful song. And I hope you enjoyed this, right? This is what actually happens when in summertime, you should actually always go eat ice cream. But actually, there's no summertime or winter time for ice cream. Ice cream can be had any time.
I know. Ice cream you can have even in the cold of winter.
Have you ever had ice cream for breakfast, Kavita? Fatrani? Have you ever had ice cream for breakfast?
No. First thing in the morning? No.
Fatrani, that's the best.
Alto Baba, stop. Well, I'm going to tell you something you're going to be really excited about since you're trying to be a vegetarian.
I'm trying to... What do you mean I'm trying to be vegetarian? I'm never a vegetarian.
That's true. You're very non-veg thoughts.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, either ways, Taco Bell is introducing a meatless alternative.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, they're going to do the you know, like the Beyond Meat kind of thing.
What are you talking about?
Yeah? What? What is taco about? What?
What is this taco all about?
Okay, Altubaba, stop.
Yeah, I'm just studying funny in the morning. Lekin Abhi Fatrani, it's time for us to go and do what you love to do, Fatrani. Read the news.
Read the news?
Well, you want to make the news, you can make the news also. I make the news, you need to read the news, right?
I do make news also. That's
Excuse me, Fatrani. You just think you make the news. I make the news and you read the news, correct?
Oh.
Well, it doesn't matter, Blanjan, as long as there's news around for you guys to chew upon and get information about. Fatrani, take it away.
Well, Altubaba, the news that I shared, it was a Reuters investigative report. In an email response reviewed by Reuters, there is one of these big companies that was kind of investigated by Reuters. It's called Invitation Homes. They told one of their people, who was one of their residents, that the company was not participating in the evictions, the moratorium on evictions program due to landlord restrictions without explaining what that meant. The company then sent this lady called Robinson an email with links to information about other government and non-profit relief programs as well as payday lenders, food banks, the Coalition for the Homeless, and ways to make money by selling hair, plasma, and donor eggs. Can you believe that? To pay rent there. On Jan 8th, they also sent a note asking for rent and additional fees, signing off with, "We're in this together, your Invitation Homes team." So this particular company also sued to evict her from this thing for a lack of payment of rent. Now, she filed a handwritten declaration with the Orange County Civil Court attesting that she qualified for relief under the U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention's National Moratorium on Evictions, and there was the September 4th order, which was reinforced by similar state and local measures, which is meant to protect people who lost income in the pandemic from losing their homes, and also to make sure that they are not, homeless at that particular point in time. So, in February, an Orange County judge approved the Robinson's eviction, apparently. On March 9th, deputy sheriffs showed up at her house to get her to leave the house, and they actually bolted the doors and changed the locks. So people are saying that even though the CDC has declared a moratorium on evictions, Manajan, that many companies, like these big companies who can afford to do so, are still evicting clients and are claiming that they are not participating in it. It's really sad, right, Altubaba? How do you enforce these things? Anyway, advisors to U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention will meet again today to consider whether it is safe to resume injections of Johnson & Johnson's COVID-19 vaccine as senior U.S. health officials prepare for a green light. The panel last week called for more data about a possible link to rare blood clots in the brain before deciding how and whether to end a pause in the administration of the J&J vaccines called for by the CDC and the Food and Drug administration. The decision by the CDC's advisory panel has global implications since Johnson & Johnson immunization is seen as an important tool for for poorer countries, I beg your pardon, and less accessible populations, given that it only requires one dose and can be stored at normal refrigerator temperatures, making it relatively easy to transport. A cheerleader's profanity actually has gotten the attention of the Supreme Court 2 days after Mahoney Area High School in Pennsylvania held its cheerleading tryouts. Ninth grader Brandy Levy was still fuming about being passed over for a spot on the varsity squad. While a younger girl had been picked for the varsity, Levy was facing another year relegated to junior varsity cheer squad. That Saturday afternoon in May, standing not on school grounds but in the Cocoa Hut convenience store in Mahoney City in the state's Cole country, Levy pulled out her cell phone and, along with her friend, raised a middle finger to the camera. She was 14 years old at the time, posted the photo to the Snapchat social media platform, adding a caption using the same curse word 4 times to voice her displeasure with the cheerleading, softball school, and everything. That posting prompted the school to banish her from the cheerleading squad for a year. It also led to a major Supreme Court case testing the limits of one of America's bedrock constitutional rights. The 9 justices on Wednesday are due to hear arguments on whether this disciplinary act by a public school, a government institution, violated the U.S. Constitution's First Amendment guarantee of free speech. For Levy, who is now 18, a college student studying accounting, the punishment at that time felt instinctively wrong. I was thinking through my head that was unfair, like how could I be punished for something so small? And I didn't do it in school, so I was questioning why, Levy said in an interview. If you want to read up on this story, I really want to know what this verdict is going to be, Altu Baba. What do you think? What is your Agnan telling you?
Oh, I think it's going to be a good verdict because profanities are not required at all.
No, for her, it's up to her, right? It's her life.
Correct.
And she's posting it on her social media.
Yeah.
People who follow her.
But once
then
you go
how
on
can the
social
school...
media, once you put it on social media, it's not your life anymore.
Well, how do you know? But why should the school discipline her by kicking her out of school?
Why not? Because she used profanities.
Okay. This is Altu Baba's take, Panajan, but...
hey, come on, you can always have a discussion about this. Let's talk about this in one of our shows on Pan Pan.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, this is news that Altu found very interesting. Caitlyn Jenner, a former Olympic gold medal winner and transgender activist, on Friday added her celebrity status to a growing band of Republicans seeking to unseat California Governor Gavin Newsom, whose business disrupting pandemic response has fueled a recall drive. Jenner, who is 71, said the Democratic governor's over-restrictive lockdown has devastated small businesses and deprived children of in-class schooling. Californians want better and deserve better from their government, Jenner said in a statement posted on social media, and said that I'm a proven winner and only outsider who can put an end to Gavin Newsom's disastrous time as a governor.
And how come Republicans not siding with a woman more than a man who became a woman?
I have no idea.
The other side of the man who became woman as opposed to woman, huh? My God, GOP.
Yeah. Well, speaking of discrimination and hate, a hate crimes bill to combat violence against Asian Americans in the wake of the COVID-19 pandemic passed the U.S. Senate overwhelmingly on Thursday. A rare bipartisan vote in the evenly divided chamber. The bill passed 94 to 1, with Missouri Senator Josh Hawley the only no vote. It must pass the House of Reps, where Democrats hold a clear majority. President Joe Biden has called for a passage. Like Altu shared before, the big rig is causing major delays on 101, so I'm not going to go into more detail on that. But let me tell you about the UC system. So, several US colleges and universities hoping to get back to normal campus life after months of online learning also have said that they plan to make the vaccination mandatory. But Thursday's joint announcement from the 10 campus University of California and the 23 campus California State Universities is the largest of its its kind in American higher education. The CSU system is in the nation's biggest four-year college system with about 485,000 students and tens of thousands of staff, while the UC system has more than 280,000 students, and both of them have required that all students and staff and faculty that are on campus will need to be vaccinated. And Alameda County violated civil rights by failing to provide proper mental health services, especially in a jail where dozens of people have committed suicide, according to federal report released on Thursday. The U.S. Department of Justice took aim at conditions for people with serious mental health issues, specifically in the Santa Rita jail, where a woman killed herself on April 2nd. It was the second suicide at the jail this year and the 50th suicide, oh my God, since 2014. Do you need world news, Aldababa?
Go ahead.
Lithuania, Latvia, and Estonia on Friday joined a fast-growing list of NATO and EU members demanding the removal of Russian diplomats for alleged spying in actions that have infuriated Moscow and look certain to provoke further retaliation. And speaking of Moscow, Russia's defense ministry said on Friday that it had begun returning troops and military units from annexed Crimea to their permanent base following a huge buildup near Ukraine's border that had raised concerns in Kiev and the West about the risk of war. Also, an update on Altu's favorite character or news story that he follows up on. Alexei Navalny has announced that he is going to end his hunger strike.
Oh, finally.
Yes.
Yeah, the plastic surgery was successful.
Oh, God.
What?
In the meanwhile, Banajan, let's also tell you that NASA and Elon Musk's commercial rocket company SpaceX launched a new 4-astronaut team on a flight to the International Space Station on Friday, the first crew ever propelled into orbit by a rocket booster recycled from a previous space flight. The company's Crew Dragon capsule Endeavour, also making its second flight, streaked into the darkened pre-dawn sky atop a SpaceX Falcon 9 rocket as its 9 Merlin engines roared to life at 5:49 a.m. from NASA's Kennedy Space Center in Florida. The blast-off from Cape Canaveral was aired live on NASA TV. People in India are scrambling for life-saving oxygen supplies and patients lay dying outside hospitals as the capital recorded the equivalent of one death from COVID-19 every 5 minutes. For the second day running, the country's overnight infection total was higher than ever recorded before anywhere in the world since the pandemic began last year at 332,730. The second wave has hit with such a ferocity in India that hospitals are running out of oxygen, beds, and antiviral drugs. Many patients have been turned away because there is no space for them, doctors in Delhi have said. There is a report that the Times of India has done, Banajan, as to why this is hitting us so hard in India this time around. And we'll share that on mediamahima.com. You can actually get more information about that. But India is also planning to airlift 25 oxygen generation plants from Germany. That's what the Defense Ministry said today on Friday. And also in the LAC standoff, the Army is now exploring the possibility of procuring 350 light tanks, which will also be transported by air to augment its firepower in high-altitude areas in the backdrop of the continuing military confrontation with China in eastern Ladakh. Those were the world news headlines for you, Bandujan, and world news in detail. And if you need more information about all of this or want to catch up on the show, you can go to YouTube and look up Radio D Hotties or go to facebook.com/Radio D Hotties. With this, we're going to say have yourselves a fantastic Friday. We'll be back tonight live at 5 on the Pam Pam Show. Till then, we will tell you to enjoy this beautiful Ganika Kira and live it the rest of your day.
Eat lots of ice cream.
खजाना यहीं सब रह जाएगा यहाँ से कोई कहो क्या ले जाएगा माल खजाना यहीं सब रह जाएगा, यहाँ से कोई कहो क्या ले जाएगा। माया है माया ये दुनिया की दास्तां, जिंदगी है।
We hope you're loving the music, the best music with the best entertainment, you know.